This is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Comics Illustrator Ron Friends, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I don't know why we call them annuals. We're doing them every week. That's all right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of Marvel Tales. All right. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, a man who's about to pull an assault on Biscuit Central. It is
Justin the Owl, getting my armor on and getting ready for the assault.
He's not a Darkhawk. He's an owl. That's right, kids. We're going to be doing Assault on Armor City from 1992 from Darkhawk Annual 1, Avengers West Coast Annual 7, and Iron Man Annual 13. I think I got those numbers right. All right. Yeah. That's right. Last week we had Wrestle, and then next week we'll have Wrestle.
Yes, we had a little break in between our Summer Smash crossover with Gamma Charge.
That's right.
But still keeping with the theme with the annual crossovers from our Summer Spectacular.
And then after that, it's going to be September, and you guys are going to be getting, 3 of the 4 weeks, you're going to be getting twice the Marvel Tales every week, so.
Yes. I'm excited for that. Get ready to binge on some Marvel Tales, everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forget what I said from the list. Maybe it was the Silver Sable stuff, but Lilith was just like, she's just like, Justin doing the Lord's work. I'm like, what? We like it.
And we're going to have Ray for those episodes with Silver Sable.
I don't know. We'll see. He's a busy man, but
I know, but
he has confirmed he will be on the Wondercast on September.
Yes, we're doing another episode of Wondercast.
Yes, it looks like we're going to have the full crew this time. You, me, Will, and that Diva Ray will be joining us. Yes. So speaking of Marvel, yes, Avengers 2, Wonder Man and Beast, that 3-issue miniseries. So you can send your thoughts in for that too.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited for that. It's been quite a while since I've read that one, and I'm looking forward to revisiting that.
Oh, me too. Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. Roger Stern and Mark Bagley together. My God, it's so good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh,
so good, and such a great story too. I love it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
All right, kids, but. All right, we're here to talk some Assault on Armor City. I don't know, for some reason, every time I hear this title since 1992, I just hear it in my head. Instead of, oh, we built this city on rock and roll, I just hear Assault on Armor City.
Yeah. I like that, Phil. Yeah.
My brain's not right, kids. And again, it was
Assault on Armor City.
And again, it was 1992, so there's no way in hell I can blame this on my 6-year-old Lilith Hellfire now.
Yeah, that was all you, Phil.
We were talking some Batman today from the first issue was from December 1986. She's like, oh, the best month. That's the month she was born, December 1986. So when the skies darkened on December 1986, kids, you know why?
Yes. It was foretold.
It was foretold. All right. So yes, this whole like I said, this whole crossover starts off in Darkhawk, which are like, what does Darkhawk have to do with Iron Man or the Avengers West Coast? Well, nothing. We're trying to boost some sales, damn it.
Yeah. It was kind of a reach, I mean, admittedly. To involve Darkhawk right in the onset of this. Were you collecting Darkhawk at the time?
Not really. Like I got some random issues here and there, but I really wasn't collecting Darkhawk. Were you?
Mm-hmm. I was actually. Yeah, I collected that from the beginning. And
nice.
Yeah, so I was excited about this story in particular because it had the same artist, Mike Manley. From the regular title, which in those days, as you know, was kind of a rarity to have the regular artist doing the annual too.
Oh yeah, it was a rarity to have like any of the the creative team, regular creative team, writer, artist, anybody. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So I thought that was a treat, and Danny Fingeroth was the writer of Darkhawk too. So it was like the regular creative team was doing the annual. So I love that, and the fact that it was addressing a character, Savage Steel, who had appeared within the Darkhawk series, who was kind of at that point, if my memory serves me right, he had appeared at least a couple of times before this annual had come out. So he was kind of a recurring enemy for Darkhawk, and I liked the fact that that part was cool. It was a cool way to segue the armor stuff into the wider overarching theme. So I like that, yeah. It was a little bit of a reach, but with Savage Steel, it kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And again, like I said, I think again they're really trying to hype probably the Darkhawk book. So of course you want to get as much like feel for the regular monthly book as you can.
Right.
And hey, look, Iron Man's here. Right. I love that cover. I love that cover. It's like the showdown you demanded. It's like I never thought of Iron Man at Darkhawk. You know.
Yeah, everyone demanded it that year. Because Darkhawk at this time he had been around for a couple of years, so maybe a couple of people demanded it.
Maybe. Danny Fingeroth.
Don't get fingered.
Lilith. All right. So yeah, like I said, it starts in Darkhawk Annual 1, Assault on Armor City, Part 1, Search. Writer, again, as we said, Danny Fingeroth.
Don't get fingered.
Penciler and inker Mike Manley. Colors Kevin Tinsley. Letterer Phil Felix. And editor Nell Yomtov. And again, kids, this is another weird happening here. This annual and the Avengers West Coast annual are not on the Marvel Unlimited app, but the Iron Man annual, which is the final part, is on the app. Which I thought they worked. I thought they usually work so it's like it's all or not. They either have all parts of a crossover or no parts of a crossover. But and again, we're going to get to this next episode too.
Definitely. And when we do Return to the Defenders, there was some missing from that. But I don't know. Marvel Unlimited is far from complete.
I mean, there's a bunch of Avengers West Coast annuals on there. I think they have 6 and 8, but they skipped 7 for some reason.
Yeah, I think for the Incredible Hulk annuals, if I remember right, I was looking over those for Gamma Charge, and I don't think that they have all of those either. Yeah. And
it's like you might say, oh, maybe I can see not the Darkhawk annual not being on there, but there are some Darkhawk issues on there, not all of them. But...
Yeah, they've got a handful on there. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like they never give they never show love for the 90s stuff on there. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
That's the stuff you really should have on there. It's going to be harder to find than some of the current stuff.
Yeah, and it's just reached a lot of it has just reached the 30-year mark.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing a lot of the themes from some of those storylines used in current stuff. So, yeah, I'd like to see some more 90s stuff go on there. Yeah. Maybe we'll get our wish soon.
I hope so. All right. So, here's a quick synopsis for this, and then we'll get into this issue. Darkhawk's first annual starts off with a clang as he goes head-to-head with Iron Man. In this first installment, Tony Stark believes his armored technology is still being used illegally and travels to New York to seek out the source of this stolen technology. Once in the Big Apple, Iron Man encounters Darkhawk and, believing his armor to be the product of his own stolen technology, takes him on in a no-holds-barred, armored-fisted slug match. Okay. That's kind of what happened.
That's a little bit of what happened, yeah.
But more stuff happens. All right, so...
Yeah.
All right, so what did you think, Justin?
Yeah, I liked this. I liked that we had kind of Darkhawk come into this conflict because of the fight between Iron Man and Savage Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, Darkhawk's all, kind of awestruck at this superhero, whom at this point he's never met in person before. But, then of course they have the obligatory superhero fight. Because I guess that was the showdown that a bunch of people demanded. which I thought was kind of the dullest part of the issue, to be honest with you. I thought that was kind of weak.
Yeah. I mean, all right, so maybe just for people who may not be familiar with Darkhawk, like, he is a teenager, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a teenager who has an amulet which can transform his physical form, into this armored creature
And at this
called
point,
Dark.
And at this point, he has no idea why, but he just knows it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, he's still kind of searching for answers in his regular title about where the amulet came from. And there's some other people who seem to know more information about him than he does. So he's trying to get answers from them. Yeah. So he was still kind of an enigma. There was not a lot known about the origins of Darkhawk at this time.
Mm-hmm. Even to himself. But I love this part with Tony Stark and Rhodey in the beginning when Tony's all frustrated because he can't track down Darkhawk, and it's just like, and Rhodey's like, well, he helped Spider-Man and Moon Knight, and and the New Warriors later on. He's basically, they all vouch for him, and Tony, oh, you mean the New Warriors that stole like an Avengers Quinjet?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that they threw those little references in there, because when the New Warriors did that, when they stole that Quinjet, I remember reading that and thinking, oh man, like, they're never going to live this down.
They're teenagers.
Yeah, this is going to haunt them for the rest of their lives, stealing an Avengers Quinjet.
Oh god, it's 92, so Tony Stark's got that permed mullet.
Oh, I know. That was one complaint, actually, that I had about the art in this issue was Jim and Tony both look off in this.
But again, it's 1992. It is 1992.
Yeah. But still, it's rough looking. Yeah.
Oh, and then we do get the flashback boys talking already about the Armor Wars, which I want to cover one day if they ever release that movie or series or whatever it is, the Armor Wars. So
yeah, wasn't that supposed to be next year? Or has that been kind of shelved at this point?
I mean, I think it was supposed to be next year. Again, I think everything's been pushed back. So yeah,
indefinitely kind of.
With a wait and see, just to see how long the strike goes and stuff. So
right, yeah, because they hadn't even started anything on that, as far as I remember.
Because I know we kind of like try to sync up with the movies and TV shows, but it might be open range here for a while. We just us masters of our own destiny. So
right, yeah, as long as the strike continues. I mean, they were talking about 6 months, so yeah.
But yeah, so then Tony armors up. We see, what is that, Savage Steel armoring up?
Yeah.
Whose armor is based on some Tony Stark designs here.
So this is a callback to Armor Wars in spirit.
Yes. Then we see Chris Powell, Darkhawk, going to school.
Doing the angst-ridden teenager bit.
And somebody's talking bad about Darkhawk. He's like, "Hey, Darkhawk's done nothing but good."
I like that they mentioned too when he teamed up with Spider-Man and all them.
Yes, Round Robin, yeah.
Round Robin, which is one of my favorite stories. I love that one.
Oh yeah, there are so many characters in that. Spider-Man, Punisher, Nova, Night Thrasher, White and Moon Knight. I mean White Batman. I told Lil today. I said if my editing skills were any better, I'd try to change this.
Batman, my favorite character.
To White Batman, my favorite character. Sorry, Ray. He would kill me. White Batman, my favorite character.
Batman, my favorite character.
Oh, that is a good idea.
I just need him saying white somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. So meanwhile, Chris Powell's in school, and then we get U.S. agent.
Spying. Yeah.
Waiting for a drug deal to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, he's on the Avengers West Coast, but then he's kind of working for the commission on the side here.
Yeah. This is a solo mission that he's involved with. Yeah.
Which, if you're like a regular fan of Darkhawk, this would be kind of weird because like you already got like gotten way more Iron Man and almost U.S. agent than you've gotten of your main guy Darkhawk. So
That's
far.
true. Yeah, he's only been in this for maybe 3 or 4 pages. I think so far.
I mean, it was basically Iron Man and Rhodey talking about him in the beginning. We really only see him going to school.
Yeah.
But then there's this whole backroom deal going down where Tony sent Rhodey in undercover because Tony's like, I hardly think I could waltz in there unrecognized.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, Rhodey's trying to, supposedly sell them the Mauler armor. But the crooks are like, wait a minute. Where'd you get this?
And that's when they have an unexpected surprise guest.
Oh, Savage Steel, yeah.
Yeah. Comes bursting in, attacking.
Rhodey's just like, where are you already, boss? Oh, yeah, but then, we kind of get an armor fight here.
Briefly, yeah. Which is cool. I like that part a lot.
So Iron Man shows up and pulls Savage Steel out of the building.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that the fight between Iron Man and Savage Steel was really cool.
Oh, yeah. But then the whole school, including Chris Powell, can see the fight going on in the sky. So he decides to get in on it because he sees Savage Steel.
Yeah. And after he takes the mask off, he realizes that it's not the same Savage Steel that he encountered before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Iron Man and Darkhawk have their little introduction.
Yeah, because Darkhawk's like, hey, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to help you. And Iron Man's like, save it. I got business.
I'm busy. Leave me alone. Can't you bother me?
Well, he throws one of his negator packs on his back, which is supposed to like fry any Stark technology, and the whole thing, it scans and is like, this Darkhawk construction base alien to databanks.
Yeah.
Emphasis on alien, kids.
Yeah. Whatever he's made of, I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah, because he takes out the Savage Steel armor with that, but Darkhawk, why are you attacking me?
Yeah, so Darkhawk blasts him back in retaliation.
Yep.
And Iron Man he can actually feel that through his armor. That's how powerful the blast is.
But yeah, this whole thing, this running battle, like on the rooftops and stuff, and Iron Man's like, you're a new player and I want to know what's going on. I'm like, at this point, you don't know who Spider-Man is. I mean, Spider-Man's been around for a while, but like, there's like a bunch of guys you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Why is Tony giving him such a big deal, especially now that he knows there's no Stark tech in that armor?
Right. And he's done this a few times. I mean, obviously he's had a few skirmishes with up-and-coming new heroes whom he didn't realize were heroes at the time. This has happened before with Tony. So you would think he would have learned a little bit from some of those experiences, but I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
Decides to blast a water tower down on top of Darkhawk. And then basically beats him into submission. Why are you attacking me? Do you think I'm a criminal?
I know, but yeah, Tony basically comes down and apologizes. But then he's like, "Oh, my friend might be in trouble." And then I miss these days. I work for Tony Stark. I'm like, the bodyguard. I miss this. I miss this era.
The secret identity. Yep, love it.
But yeah, the building's
those were the days.
Yeah, the building's basically been trashed and on fire. But yeah, he finds the little computer Rhodey was carrying. It says Stark Enterprises to be attacked.
Yeah, warning of an impending attack.
Look at the size of that pocket computer. It looks like a little mini briefcase. I'm like, how far?
1992.
How far we've come, kids.
1992 to 2023.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you see my new phone case?
I did. That's lovely.
Yes.
Scarlet's Fighter. In the best costume, I think.
Yes.
I think that's the best costume yet.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, the Iron Man and Darkhawk agree to team up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, is my favorite panel of the whole annual, when they're flying together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. It's great.
But then it's like, oh, hey, we're going to need some help. So, yes, he calls the Avengers West Coast compound.
Yep.
Gets
Calling in the reinforcements.
Gets our boy Wonder Man. Scarlet Witch is there. Julia Carpenter, Spider-Woman, and the Living Lightning, kids.
The Living Lightning. One of my favorite biscuits.
No, nice. That's what I was going to say. We need to. I know we're going to be doing some early West Coast Avengers, but we got to. I want to jump into some later on too, like when we first see
we can
Living
skip
Lightning
around
and
there.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, we can skip around there because that series is so long. It's over 100 issues.
102. Yep.
If we went chronologically, we'd be doing that for a while. But yeah, I'd love to do some of those anytime. Yeah,
So yeah.
definitely.
So that's where the first story ends. Yeah, it's like continued in Avengers West Coast Annual 7.
Yep.
And then the first backup. A lot of the was it all 92, or if not all in 92, is like the a lot of the annuals of this era. You get like, oh hey, the 10 deadliest foes of so and so.
Yes. Yeah, they did that for a lot of these annuals. Yeah, the 10 something or other, top 10 of something, 10 worst villains. 10 in the case of a lot of the solo books. It was that.
Oh yeah. But I love how like half of Darkhawk's list is like other people's enemies, like Hobgoblin, the UFOs, Venom.
The UFOs, yeah.
Although it is 1992, everyone's had an encounter with Venom
and Hobgoblin.
Yes.
Yeah, those two were ubiquitous. They were everywhere. Oh,
and one of Ray's favorites, Tombstone.
Yes. Yeah, that was excellent. Tombstone actually put the boots to Darkhawk in that story. Yeah, he really did a number on him. Yeah, I love Tombstone. What a great villain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he even mentions Midnight in Lynn Church from that round robin crossover. But yeah. Oh, speaking of Hobgoblin, especially the Jason McIndale Hobgoblin kids, yes.
Oh, yes.
In November, not only will you get your Hobgobble month on Ultimate Spider-Cast, but for like 2 weeks, you also, those same 2 weeks, get some Hobgobble here, kids. So
that's right.
So, yes, we're going to Jason McIndale it up. Yeah.
Daddy McIndale's in the house.
So, yes, So for the first year, Hobgobble month expands, kids.
Gobble gobble.
We should see if we can get Russell in on some of that too.
I
know he loves the Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin's his favorite villain, and I know that he likes the original version of Hobgoblin the best, but I think he also likes the McIndale one a fair amount.
And if nothing else, he should send in feedback for our stuff and me and Lilith's episodes. Yeah.
Totally.
Who? Russell?
Your mother's a whore!
Although Lilith and I said, I don't think he's going to top Lilith's rendition of it. The only thing that's going to top, I said, there's only one of two ways. Maybe if you get a good one, or the only thing that could top Lilith's rendition is if Frank Miller did it himself.
Oh, true, yes.
Your mother's a whore!
Or merge all three of them together into one. That would be the ultimate.
Little like symphony montage.
Little mashup, yeah.
Your mother's a whore! Your mother's a whore!
Like, I believe I looked. I don't think Frank Miller's on Cameo, or else that would be my request. I'd be like, yeah. Can I get you to say your mother's a whore?
Oh my god, that would be worth every penny.
That would.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the next backup is Chris Powell going on a camping trip. Basically, testing his skills out in the wilderness.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these backups were weird.
And there's a bear
to say
attack.
the least. Yeah. I remember some of the other Darkhawk annuals were a little bit stronger than this because they weren't. I think they were self-contained stories, if I remember right. And so it was kind of nice because I think it introduced one of them introduced a brand new villain for him.
Oh,
it was that summer where they had all the new villains and all of the annuals.
That's what I was thinking. One year we should do that. maybe like a month of just pick some of our favorite annuals from that year. Just do the ones where they introduce new characters and stuff.
Yeah, remember they had the trading cards
yes.
in the bag with each one of them? they're thinking they were going to be big hits.
I know. And then there's a pinup of Darkhawk and Spider-Man.
That one's good. I like that a lot. Some of the pinups in these annuals were excellent too.
Oh yeah.
But you didn't want to really rip up your comic book to take them out and put them up on the wall, so. Oh,
and then that other backup when Chris is visiting his dad's grave in Cypress Hills Cemetery. Man,
Cypress Hills.
Man, that place was busy in the 90s.
And there's always a peculiar smell in Cypress Hills.
Brimstone?
and some skunky smells.
Oh my.
Depending on which area you visited.
So basically, that story is just a retelling of Darkhawk's origin.
Yeah, for new people, new readers that weren't familiar.
Like I remember, he, it basically being in this funhouse or whatever, and like finding the amulet. Did they ever say how that amulet gets there?
I think they did, but I can't remember exactly how. And they have also kind of booted his origin once or twice as well. Where originally he was part of some, it was in some other alien race that I can't remember the name of it. But then they had him, during the War of Kings crossover, they had him become a part of the Shi'ar, where it was this fraternity of raptors that was part of the Shi'ar that was responsible for all this. So to be honest with you, I don't really know what's canon now, what it is or what isn't.
We get another pinup. The Punisher showed up in issue 9. So we're completing our 90s bingo card. Spider-Man guest star, check. Punisher, check.
Check.
Venom showed up, check.
Ghost Rider, check. Yeah. That Punisher issue of Darkhawk actually was, it was the one with Savage Steel.
It seems like maybe Punisher is at this point is an issue 9 fodder, because wasn't he in New Warriors number 9 too? I think it was number 9, or it's close to it. It was either 8 or 9. I think.
Oh, yeah, with
so,
the Tiger.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
The Tiger Assassin.
So so if you're new book, it seems
right.
like by issue 9 you're getting a Punisher appearance.
Yeah. And if you were still alive at the end of that, then you made it.
Exactly.
That was the testing ground.
He's either you got his respect, or stay out of my way.
Yeah, or he put some bullets in you.
And then the other backup is this Savage Steel one where.
Yeah, I liked that one.
Basically getting threatened in prison.
Yeah, because Savage Steel, the original one, was a cop.
Because wasn't there something going on with with Chris Powell's dad and stuff, and
yeah, his dad was a cop. Yeah, and I think that if I remember, I've got to go back and reread those Darkhawks. It's been a good 20 some odd years since I've read those, but I think his dad was a cop, and maybe the original Savage Steel was like a contemporary of his dad or knew his dad or something. I don't know if they were friends, but he worked on the force with his dad, I guess. And they came across, I don't know how they came across this suit of armor, but they did. They started doing stuff with it, so.
Yeah, because I remember they did the quickie origin, during the beginning of Round Robin for Darkhawk, and I think at that point he was worried his dad had been crooked or on the take or something.
Yeah. He had he was on the take with this crime lord named Philippe Bazine.
Yes. Yeah, I remember reading that there, and I'm just like, whatever. Let's get back to more Mary Jane. I was a teenage boy. Leave me alone.
Oh, that foxy redhead.
Exactly. All right. Should we get to the Avengers West Coast Annual?
Yeah.
That's a good cover. I like that cover.
Ugh, I don't know, Phil. I don't like David Ross. I can't help it.
I could see that. Sometimes, even a lot of times he's hit or miss for me. I do like that cover, but I know what you mean. Sometimes it's.
Yeah.
Spider-Woman looks good on there. Oh, really? Oh. Okay. Okay.
One of these days I'll get into my David Ross rant.
Oh, you have a David Ross rant. Oh,
I do.
nice.
I do. Yeah.
All right. I would say I like this best out of the 3 covers.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I think I like the Darkhawk cover the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about that Iron Man cover. I'm just like,
Yeah, that one didn't do it for me. Yeah, that one was a little off.
All right. Oh, wait till we get to that Iron Man annual. I have thoughts on that interior art. I mean, Gene Colan. Again, we'll get to it, but again, Gene Colan's always been hit or miss with me. I'm just like,
yeah.
All right. So, Avengers West Coast or West Coast Avengers Annual number 7. Assault on Armor City. Locate. Locate. Writer Roy Thomas, penciler MC Wyman, inker Tim DeZahn and John Tradagalon, colorist Bob Sharon, letterer Steve Dutrow, and editor Nelson Yomtov. Again, no synopsis for this.
Yeah.
So basically, we basically pick up with the call of Iron Man and Darkhawk on the screen calling the West Coast Avengers. This time Hawkeye's there with the rest of them.
Yeah, he wasn't in the last piece, but he showed up. He must have just walked through the door while they were talking in the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the 5 of them talking with Iron Man and Darkhawk about what's happened.
And, I mean, isn't he supposed to be a movie star? What is going on with Wonder Man's face?
Yeah. He looks very different in this, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, and the Scarlet Witch looks different, too. Like, her costume is... just all of her looks different to this, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically, like, Wonder Man and the others are basically like, oh yeah, Tony's been like this before with his armor designs, Of course, we have to, like, stop the bad guys, but it's like, is he going to go too far with his obsession again?
Yeah. Remember what happened with Armor Wars and how awful that was.
And Hawkeye's like, yeah, and he didn't tell us nothing about this Darkhawk character, say?
Yeah.
And Living Lightning and Spider-Woman are basically like, well, if Iron Man vouches for him, it's good enough for me.
Hmm.
Then they're like, I guess we got to split up. And since U.S. Agent didn't answer his phone,
Yeah, why isn't he picking up the phone, I wonder?
So basically, the guys are going to go to Stark Enterprises, and then Spider-Woman and Scarlet Witch are going to go help Iron Man and Darkhawk. I love Living Lightning. Iron Man loves to bark out orders as much as Captain America, and Hawkeye's like, nah, I love Iron Man, but he's no Captain America. And then Spider-Woman says something about Hawkeye's hero worship of Captain America, and Scarlet Witch is like, no, back in the day, those two came to blows like every 2 seconds.
They didn't always get along.
No. Yeah. When they were first on a team together, he was like, old man, shut up, I should be leading this team.
Yeah.
That's right. Now he has U.S. Agent to pick on.
Yeah, right. Speaking of which, we go back to him.
I love how Wonder Man leaves a message for U.S. Agent. He's like, if you get this, we'll be at Stark Enterprises. We'll be waiting for you. And Hawkeye's like, I won't be.
What's this we stuff?
Yeah. But we do see U.S. Agent back on that rooftop in downtown L.A.
Yes, he's talking to the guy from
the
previous, from the commission from the previous annual, Lou.
Yeah, because I guess the Ironmonger armor has been stolen, and they want him to get it back. And U.S. Agent's like, yeah, right. He's like, first you guys would assign me to you wanted me to waste Spider-Woman for being a rogue agent. But then the $1,000 a week job evaporated, and so his buddy gets the guy from the commission gets shot in the shoulder. Then the drug dealers show. Yeah, that's because it's those drug dealers.
Yeah, they just noticed that those two were having this this passionate conversation on top of the rooftop and just started opening fire on them both. Oh, we're being watched. Shoot them.
So basically,
So
U.S. agent tears through these guys, and then, his buddy from the commission says, track down that Ironmonger armor. This time we'll pay $1,500 a week under the table, so it affect your Avengers status.
Under the table, too.
I know. Government job under the table. Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
He goes, interested, then U.S. agent just starts running. He's like, guess he is.
He doesn't even say a word. Yeah.
But then over the skies above Kansas City, there's Iron Man and Darkhawk. I love Iron Man. You sure don't want to tell me who you really are? And Chris is like thinking, if he knew I was a teenager, he'd treat me more like a junior partner than he already is.
Yeah. Oh, then we get a little bit of callback to Professor Power.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Professor Power, who very famously in a Captain America story swapped his own mind into the body of his son.
Well, yeah, his son was comatose, so he puts his comatose son in this battle armor, and then he tries to train. He does kind of transfer his mind. Then, but it's John Walker himself who like beats he literally kills the body.
Yeah, he kills him.
The old man's mind snaps back to his right body eventually. But
but his son's body was murdered, and that was when John Walker was Captain America.
Yep. Yeah, because they even mentioned in here, it's like as far as Professor Power knows, that was Captain America,
right?
The real Captain America. Yeah.
He doesn't know. A lot of people don't know that it was a different person at the time. Yeah.
Oh man, we should do at some point we got to do a Professor Power month.
Power Month, yeah.
Yes, because
that'd be fun.
I know there was like a Marvel Tales issue or two he was in. I think you might have been in the Defenders.
The Defenders. There was a Defenders story with the New Mutants.
Yes.
Co-starred, and then there was there was a Marvel Tales. I think with the X-Men, Spider-Man and the X-Men.
Yeah, there was like one or two. Yeah.
There's been a bunch of Professor Power stories.
Oh, was that Professor Power? There was a spectacular Spider-Man arc in the 90s. I think it was like Spider-Man and like the 5 original X-Men. Yeah,
it was a J.M. DeMatteis and Sal Buscema story.
Yeah, because I think J.M. DeMatteis might have wrote that Defenders arc too. So
yes, he did.
Yeah,
so good. Yeah, we should definitely cover some of that. I'd love that.
Hold on, I have to look this up. But yeah, I mean, if we did that, there would be enough. There'd be so many different issues we could cover, so it wouldn't be like, we're doing the same stuff every time. Right.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be able to do all of them in 2 months. There's a lot of appearances, I think, if I remember right.
Oh, that's right. Professor Anthony Power.
Anthony Power. And that's his real name, folks. He was given that at birth.
That battle armor is ridiculous.
I know. It's very 70s, isn't it? Or 60? Maybe that was late 60s.
He might. I'm trying to remember. He might have. It starts off with 3 Marvel team up issues: 117, 118, and 124. Oh yeah, because the later one might have been. I think at one point it was like Spider-Man and the Beast, and then.
Oh yeah.
It was one. I think there might have been Wolverine and Professor X at something. So yeah. And
that was about right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 issues of Defenders. Then that Captain America issue where he gets beat to death. Oh, and then this annual, I think this is one Avengers West Coast annual.
Right.
Then the 3-issue Spectacular Spider-Man arc. The X Factor Annual 9.
X Factor Annual 9. I don't remember that one.
Punisher War Journal number 4 from 2006.
Punisher War Journal?
Yeah, from 2006. So.
Wow.
Then 2009 we get 1, 2, 4 issue Nomad Girl Without a World. Yeah, so that's Rebecca Barnes. Yeah,
that could be fun.
And then Captain America 602, 603, 604, and 605 from 2000. I was gonna say, was that Bucky? But no, it's from 2005. So no, I don't. Wait, yeah, no.
I don't think it was. Yeah.
And then the last thing on this list from 2020, MODOK Head Games number 2.
Have you read any of that?
No.
Games? No, I haven't either.
For some reason, I swear he's probably a background character in that or something. But yeah, there's enough there for to tickle my interest. Yeah, between the
absolutely.
Oh man, we could even do crossovers because there's a bunch of like Spider-Man stuff. Oh man, we could do Marvel Tale.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
With Spider-Cast.
Yeah, Spider-Cast.
Yeah,
and then come over here for some of the Defenders stuff. Yeah,
that'd be fun. Let's do that.
And maybe that Cap issue. Yeah,
I'd love to cover that Defenders story too. I remember that one being really good.
Oh, maybe that's sometime next year. Oh, rope Lilith into a crossover.
That'd be really fun.
Oh yeah. All right, kids, make it so. Does it seem like, I mean, again, I guess you had to have a mastermind behind this, but it's like Professor Power just seems to like pop up out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Yeah, this was several years after that Captain America story.
I know. I mean, I guess they wanted to bring him back, so it's like, oh yeah, he didn't die in his son's body. His mind, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it snapped back to his real body.
Yeah, because it says when the Matthew, his son, was killed, his father's mind reverted to its rightful body.
Because science.
I love how Iron Man's on a team with U.S. Agent at the moment, but he's, you know, when he's telling Darkhawk, yeah, not too long ago the body was beaten to death by Captain America. Not the real Cap, of course, but the near psychopath who was playing the part at the time. I'm like, okay, but you trust this guy to watch your back on a team every day, okay? But oh yeah, the near psychopath.
Yeah, the psychopath that you call your teammate and that you sleep like a few rooms down from when you stay at the Avengers compound. He's a psychopath.
Well, Tony Stark don't sleep there, but yeah, he trusts his teammates with.
Yeah, psychopath.
Iron Man and Darkhawk are basically waiting for Scarlet Witch and Spider-Woman to show up.
And Darkhawk saying, "Why do we need these? Why do we need Spider-Woman and Scarlet Witch for?"
And he's like, "No, they're here to help you. I have something I got to do."
Yeah. The impetuousness of youth.
All right.
Darkhawk.
Yeah, because we see him busting with Scarlet Witch and Spider-Woman. All right, Avengers, let's cream them.
Yeah, and they have some mandroids
at
their disposal, which they send to attack.
So,
I like this. This battle is really good.
Yeah, so basically Iron Man just wants them to, one, create a distraction, and but two, destroy all this technology they find.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Clean up the mess.
Spider-Woman saves Darkhawk from splattering on the wall with the psi web.
Yeah. It's like, I guess I underestimated you. Yeah, you think?
So while they're fighting these, Iron Man's breaking in and basically introducing a virus to his computer and downloading everything to his mainframe at Stark Enterprises.
Mm-hmm. Got to cover all the bases. You know how Tony Stark works.
And yeah, more mandroids show up for him, and he knocks them around.
Yeah, it's a very, very quick battle here.
Yes.
He makes very short work of the mandroids. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. But then Power and his men who've been beating Rhodey, here Iron Man's in and the Avengers are coming. So Professor Power just like rips some wires out of the wall, some electrical wires. He's like, oh, and again, he's like, I wonder if Captain America's with them. He's like, yeah, the guy who killed my son with his bare fist. And he's like, and he starts coming for Rhodey with the wires. He's like, executing this fool won't bring Matthew back, but he's a friend of Iron Man's. Maybe he's Captain America's friend too.
And he goes, so it is going to give me great pleasure to turn him into a piece of dead and smoking meat. Wow.
Till Iron Man.
Professor Power plays for keeps.
Yeah. Then Iron Man busts through the wall and says, "You're lucky I don't electrocute you, Power."
Yeah. And by the way, the Captain America isn't here, but the man who killed your son is. He's wearing a different costume now. It looks kind of similar, but, you know.
Exactly. But Iron Man takes out all these guys because, of course, they don't have any armor or powers or anything.
Yeah, these are just guys with guns. And I like, too, how Professor Power rips those wires out of the wall. He's going to electrocute Rhodey, but these guys have guns right on them. He could have just been like, I'm going to kill this dude. Give me your gun. Exactly.
I know. It's like, this old man's like, yeah, let me rip these wires out of the wall. Yeah, nothing's going to happen to me. All right.
I want to electrocute him to death. Okay. Psycho. Yeesh.
So he checks on Rhodey. Rhodey's alive, and then
yeah, but he is beat up. They have done a number on poor Rhodey. Yeah,
so basically passes out. But I guess Iron Man was going through the files because he's like, yeah, powers, whatever. But he's like, now it's A.I.M. Gotta find A.I.M.
Yep.
But then this issue's cliffhanger is, Wonder Man, Hawkeye, and Living Lightning at Stark Enterprises, and who's coming to attack? It is the Hunters, the Seekers, and the Raiders.
Yes, a triple threat.
Exactly. Well, triple threat.
Yeah, right.
So there's your cliffhanger for part 2, kids.
Yeah.
Then we get a Scarlet Witch backup story.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Looking very 90s.
Yes,
very bosomous.
That first splash page where the typical 90s pose where you can see her boobs and her butt in the same shot. She's
yes,
bending a certain way. Yes.
Yeah, those poses that nobody can possibly do in real life.
Exactly.
Unless they were a contortionist.
Basically training in the Avengers Danger Room, but for some reason her hex power just opens up a portal where she sees this alternate reality where the Vision had not been disassembled and turned into White Vision.
Yes, during the Vision Quest storyline.
And even though their children weren't real, that they still were able to keep their children. That's something else we got to cover. Oh yeah, the whole Master Pandemonium stuff.
Yeah, I love that one. That's some good stuff.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, Vision Quest, the Master Pandemonium stuff. Yeah, we gotta get there.
Yeah, the return of the original Human Torch.
Yep, Immortus. Yeah.
Immortus. Yeah, so good. There's a really good storyline too. Right after that, I think it was when Roy Thomas took over the writing. The Reaper and the Robot.
Yes, Grim Reaper and Ultron. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Heck yeah. Then the other backup is Spider-Woman meeting her old high school friend or whatever.
I like that one.
At the airport. Yeah. And then there's
I like that one.
Keep that plane from crashing.
Yeah. I love Julia Carpenter's Spider-Woman.
Oh, yeah.
She was the Spider-Woman that I grew up with.
Me too, yeah.
When I started reading comics, Jessica Drew had long since moved on. So, Julia was the Spider-Woman for me. And I loved it when she joined the Avengers West Coast. I thought, what a perfect fit for her. What a great place for her.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it was. Yeah, it was.
Give her some more exposure and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, of course, like we said, it's 1992, so the Avengers are sitting around talking about their top 10 villains.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Even the team books had that.
Yep. Dr. Demonicus and the Pacific Overlords.
Yes.
Oh, we got to get there.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. The Death Web.
Oh, yeah. Hangman and that whole group. Oh,
yeah, the Lethal Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper, Immortus. We already talked about Master Pandemonium. Quantum and Half-Life.
Quantum.
The cat.
Yeah, that was early on, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Cat People and Dominus, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dominus, yeah.
And, gentlemen, we're going to get to here in a few months. Graviton.
Yes, that's coming soon.
Yeah, next month.
Marvel
Yeah,
Tales.
yeah.
Yeah, that's coming very soon on Marvel Tales. I love it. That's one of my favorite titles of all.
Oh, yeah. And then the final backup is the Living Lightning backup.
Love that one, too. For obvious reasons.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't do more with Living Lightning, more recently.
Me too, yeah. He was one of the first gay superheroes after North Star. And he never got any exposure. He never lasted with the Avengers for very long. He appeared in a couple of other titles randomly, but never to any great exposure effect. He was very underutilized.
All right. So, any other thoughts on this issue?
No, I liked this one. I thought this one was good. The art was good. The script was good. Yeah, it was a good move the story along, and all the backups were good for the most part. Yeah.
All right, kids. So now you can jump on your Marvel Unlimited app and check out that Iron Man annual.
Yes.
Because once again, just Just the final issues on there. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh, we got to cover some Tony Stark. The first appearance of the War Machine armor and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
We got to cover all that stuff.
Oh god, yeah.
That Len Kaminsky stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, kids. This whole thing wraps up. Let me get my Iron Man link here. I'll have it still was there until I look for it. All right. Yep. Iron Man Annual 13. Again, 1992. This one, Destroy. Search, locate, destroy. All right. Writer, once again, the regular writer at the time, Len Kaminsky writing this. Penciler Gene Colan, inker Al Williamson, colorist George Rosas, letterer Jim Novak, and editors Nelson Yomtov and Richard Ashford. All right, here we go. As Hawkeye, Wonder Man, and Living Lightning defend Stark Enterprises against the invading Raiders, Seekers, and Hunters, Iron Man, Darkhawk, and the rest of the West Coast Avengers branch infiltrate an island A.I.M complex, with Rhodey going in undercover using the Mauler armor. U.S. agent parachutes onto the A.I.M island to retrieve the Ironmonger armor and runs into the West Coast Avengers. As they argue, Rhodes approaches the installation, but DeWitt's mercenaries are alerted to the deception and start a fight. The guards prove out of their league against the armored opponent, but an automated defense blows the Mauler armor to pieces. Putting aside their issues, the Avengers race into battle. While back at Stark's plane, Rhodes removes his remote control helmet and thanks Tony for insisting he use it rather than wearing the armor.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Well, again, he probably should too, since he was just beating the hell in the last issue, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. He was in no condition to be going into battle with any type of suit of armor. Yeah.
Iron Man sneaks into the complex and is confronted by DeWitt's remote-controlled armor units, as DeWitt is now crippled and in a wheelchair. As Iron Man battles the units, DeWitt explains the origins of his grudge. He believes Stark stole his father's designs to create Iron Man, while his father died penniless and ridiculed. DeWitt then commands the entire A.I.M arsenal against Iron Man. Too much for DeWitt to handle. Neural feedback causes a chain reaction that destroys the compound, killing DeWitt in the process. Yeah, I'd forgotten about his little grudge there. That's kind of like Whiplash from Iron Man 2, almost.
Yeah, the Armor Wars... wasn't it the second Armor
Wars 2? Yeah,
that he first appeared in. Yeah, I think, or that. Yeah,
yeah, because once that comes out, I want to cover Armor Wars 1 and 2. So
definitely, yeah.
Iron Man meets up with the Avengers and informs U.S. agent that the Ironmonger suit he's after has been destroyed. Later, Stark realizes that he can't stop the duplication of his inventions, but at least those duplicates grow more outdated every day, while his own become more sophisticated. All right, so let's get into this one. Like I said, a lot of times, Gene Colan's art is hit or miss for me. I don't know if it's it depends on the inker or something, but
you didn't care for it in this one.
Not in this one, no. There's old Daredevil issues. I think he the art's better and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. But again, those were late 60s, early 70s. So I don't know if it's just maybe he was getting older because this was 92.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a change you can see in some of his art. He was kind of doing a bunch of random stuff at this time.
Yeah, he wasn't a regular on anything. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just doing random stuff. And I think I remember him even doing pencils on an issue, just a random issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Archie Comics. Just a random one. I thought that was so delightfully bizarre, and I loved it. But yeah, you can notice a little bit of a change from his art here and his art in the 70s with Tomb of Dracula.
Yeah. And, that's another good one. Yeah.
But that he had a different inker too. I think that was Tom Palmer that did his inks for most of that title. So I think you're right. I think it depends on who he's paired with for the inker.
And it might just be too that even some of this doesn't look that bad to me, but it's his style is so different from the other two issues.
Yes, that's just it too. Yeah, the other two issues, the art like Mike Manley and MC Wyman, they were both kind of established artists at the time who had their own kind of style, but it was contemporary with the style of the time of the early 90s.
Yes.
Whereas Gene Colan's, like, definitely, as you said, it has more of a kind of like a late 60s, early 70s vibe, which for the conclusion of this story is admittedly a little bit jarring visually of a transition. Yeah, I agree with that. But I guess it's kind of cool for me. When I read this, I thought it was cool because Gene Colan did like the art for the very first Iron Man stuff.
Yes.
So I thought, that's cool. I thought that was kind of exciting at the time. That 30 years later, he's doing another Iron Man issue. I liked that. Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of this, it's not bad. Like I said, yeah, I think that's probably the thing. It's just jarring to me, after those first 2 issues.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember thinking that it was interesting seeing DeWitt again, because I thought that Armor Wars 2 was only like a year before this, wasn't it? 91?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, we're seeing this guy again like a year, maybe even less than a year after that. So I thought it was kind of quick to see him again.
Yeah, because Armor Wars 2, wasn't that John Romita Jr. on the Iron Man, I think?
Yes, yeah. John Byrne wrote it, and John Romita Jr. did the art. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun when we cover that one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna cover both of those. Yeah. This is that Stark annual report. I mean, I love the cover page to that. I love that.
Oh yeah,
like
me too. Yeah.
I love the Stark Enterprises annual report is basically just a rundown of his villains.
Yeah. Keeping in the theme of the best villains list.
No fiscal numbers. I mean, at least they got creative here. It's like,
Yeah. And the art was good on this too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Profiles of these villains. The Spy Master one was great. Loved it.
And then we get that other one with basically I was going to say the Gremlin, but just his
it's like a hologram.
Yeah, he's dead because he died in the original Armor Wars.
Yes. By accident. Yeah.
Well, yes, of course.
Yeah.
It was the 80s. We couldn't kill our villains yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's damn camera. All right. But no, Andy Curry did the art in this. I like the art in this. This was
Me too. His art kind of reminded me a little bit of Tom Morgan, who did the artwork on one of the annuals we reviewed in the Terminus Factor.
I think
it was the Iron Man annual, wasn't it? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I would have been curious. I would have liked to see him do like the cover the main story.
Yeah, I liked his art a lot.
I mean, the style was a little different, but I think it would have been closer, more in keeping with the first 2 chapters.
Yeah, I think so too.
Tony Stark basically fighting all the traps in this automated base.
Yeah. And he loses his armor at the end of it.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, that's good because I guess that the whole thing's set to attack Iron Man, not Tony Stark.
Right.
Because they're not the same person.
Secret identity.
And then we get another Mrs. Arbogast backup story.
Yeah, a day off for Mrs. Arbogast.
Yeah, her niece fills in, yeah.
Yeah.
That
one was kind of cute.
Yeah, keeping the senator waiting, and the art on this wasn't that bad either.
Yeah, I liked this art too. It kind of reminded me a little bit of John Romita Jr.'s artwork when he first started out on Iron Man.
Yeah,
in the late 70s, early 80s. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
kind of that prototypical artwork of his. It reminded me a little bit of that.
Like, that armor looks pretty good when he gets, ripped into the sky, yeah.
Yeah. And when he's trying to control the device and there's all those waves of energy emanating outward from him. It's really cool, yeah.
And then that last story with the stealth armor. Again, I mean, that's good. I like that art, too.
Yeah, I love that. I think that was my favorite of these backups because I love that stealth armor.
Yeah.
That black armor. I love the fact that we haven't seen it much. They've only used that armor very sparingly over the years. So whenever we do see it, it's kind of a treat, at least for me anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. It was so cool to see that black armor again.
So, oh, yeah. Again, I don't think I'm familiar with this artist, Chris Washtiak, but
Yeah,
I like I like this pencils in this issue.
I don't remember this either. Yeah.
But yeah, basically Hydra just hijacks Iron Man's armor, so he has to go in the stealth armor.
Oh yes, this artist went on to do Justice League for DC in the 90s.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Right before it kind of rebooted.
Before the Grant Morrison stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it was
yeah.
before
I think I know
that.
what you're talking. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I really like his stuff.
Yeah. All right, Justin. So, what did you think of this whole crossover?
I liked it. I would have liked my gripes happen a lot in this annual because that fight in the beginning with the Seekers and the Hunters and the Raiders was wrapped up super quick. I thought that was going to be more of like an all-out kind of battle royale between these groups of armored people and the Avengers West Coast, but it really wasn't.
I mean, I know it was the thing at the time to do backup stories, but some of these, at least the West Coast Avengers and Iron Man issues, I mean, they could have done longer main stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would have much rather have seen one of these backups get cut out.
Yeah.
And have the main story be, especially where it was the conclusion for Assault on Armor City, have the main story be double the length of the others. And have a longer extended fight scene with those armored villains in the beginning, a longer fight scene with DeWitt.
Yeah, I mean, or you could have cut out like one or two of those backups in the West Coast Avengers annual and had like at least half the battle, a longer battle at Stark Enterprises in the Avengers annual, maybe cliffhanger where someone's about to get killed, and then picking up an Iron Man,
yeah, or maybe just have one team of villains show up. And then the cliffhanger is that a bunch more show up.
Yeah.
After that initial fight to throw their 2 cents into the battle. Yeah, there would have been a number of different ways that I would have approached this story. I would definitely taken one of the backups out. Because we need to extend this and make this longer.
Because when you think about it, I mean, they're basically trying to do Armor Wars 3 in like 3 issues, and it's like,
yeah, and it wasn't long enough.
No.
And if you look at the length of the main stories in all 3 of these annuals, they're about the same length of a regular comic book issue. And that's what these annuals were starting to do at the time, was that they were having them be the regular length of a comic issue, and then they would just fill up the rest with backups. And that started to get on my nerves around this time, because some of the backups were good, like in this annual, but some were also pretty useless and unnecessary. And I would have much rather have seen a longer conclusion to the main story than getting a lot of these superfluous stories in the end. Yeah,
I was enjoying the story, so I'd rather have like a longer, main story than, oh, hey, let me tell you, we're gonna name our, top 10 villains we fought. It's like,
here's our top 10 villains who you already know about, or here's Mrs. Arbogast's day off. I mean, that stuff's cool and all, but that could also be done as a backup in the regular Iron Man title.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or, I mean, that Scarlet Witch backup story, I mean, it was nice and all, but it was like basically a quick what if. It's like, oh, yeah, I had a happy ending somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah, and that could have been a backup in a regular Avengers West Coast issue.
Yeah, or you want to do a fill-in Avengers West Coast issue, do that and, like, give it 30 pages or whatever.
Right. Yeah, so that irritated me about this was the fact that we had a kind of a truncated main story, which needed to be longer because of the scope of it and the story that it was trying to tell. Like, we didn't even really get a resolution. This would have been a perfect time to have, like, U.S. Agent and Professor Power, have this whole, hate match thing, but like, oh, you were the one that killed my son, and have this whole hate match thing happen. They had a golden opportunity to do that in the story, and that was completely glossed over.
Yeah, now that you said that, I mean, they could have had in the main story, the Avengers bust in and U.S. Agent saves Rhodey, and Professor Power's like knocked out. He's like, yeah, I took care of it. And then one of the backups, you show the battle between U.S. Agent and Professor Power.
Yes, right, in greater detail. Yeah. That was a huge missed opportunity.
I mean, I'm never.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry. I'm never one to like draw out a story needlessly, but yeah, those main stories could have used a couple more pages, each one of them.
Definitely. Yeah, there were a lot of things that they could have added that I felt were missing from this. And so I like it on the overall, on the whole, I like it, but I feel like it could have been better. I feel like it could have been more. It could have been grander.
Yeah, I think this is one of the ones that, gets overlooked. Like last episode, and the Gamma Charge episode. I mean, it's like Russell had never read Lifeform before, wasn't familiar with Lifeform. I'm like, okay, I thought that was like common, but I'm like, I guess if you weren't around at the time and you weren't reading comics at the time, maybe it probably went under your radar, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was shorter, where Lifeform was only 4 parts rather than this big, 12-part epic, like the Evolutionary War or something like that.
I know those big ones, I guess. Yeah, there's no helping. Yeah, you're gonna know about those Atlantis attacks. Yeah,
Operation Galactic Storm. You know that happened, even if you didn't read it. Even if you didn't read one part of it, you know that at least happened.
Exactly.
But probably these ones, Assault on Armor City and Lifeform, and maybe even to an extent the Return of the Defenders that we're going to do next time. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people are probably missed those over because they were so short. They were little truncated stories.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten. I hadn't before. I already did the reread, but I'd never read the whole Return of the Defenders before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this is like my first complete read through of it. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, speaking of that, kids, yes, next week will be our next crossover with Russell. Yes, this time, yes, part 1 will be on Gamma Charge, so you go check that over there, and then come back here for part 2 of Return of the Defenders. So yeah, we'll do the Hulk Annual and the Namor Annual, the Biscuit Annual over on Gamma Charge. Yes, and then back here for Silver Surfer Annual 5 and Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme Annual 2.
Yes. I'm so excited for that. It's going to be so much fun.
You don't even care if me and Russell are here. It's just the Namors. They're Namors in this story. They're just like, okay. Who's coming? I don't care. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Namor's involved? Yeah, I'm there. My favorite biscuit. You know it.
All right. So, and then, like I said, and then that'll close out the month. And then in September, you're getting twice the Marvel Tales every week. Well, at least those first 3 weeks. So, yeah, because, all right, week 1 of September, you're going to get X-Men 20 through 22. And then the second episode of that week will be the first 5 issues of the original Excalibur series. And then the second week, doing the Lord's work, yes, for the first episode of week 2 will be Silver Sable and the Wild Pack 1 through 3. And then, of course, the second episode of that week will be Silver Sable 4 and 5, which I believe is an Infinity War crossover.
They are with Dr. Doom.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Pure 90s craziness.
Oh, man. And hopefully we'll have Ray involved for the Silver Sable ones.
I hope so. Or
if schedules coincide.
And if you can't make it, Ray, send feedback. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, and then week 3, speaking of, we were just talking about this. Week 3 is going to be our West Coast Avengers week.
Yeah.
We're going to cover that first 4-issue miniseries, and then the second episode of that week will be West Coast Avengers 1 and 2, and Vision of the Scarlet Witch number 2, which is because it crosses over.
Right.
And then the last week, we'll be back to normal. We're going to do Mighty Thor 433 through 436, the beginning of Eric Masterson's run as Thor.
Yeah, that was one of your picks, Phil.
Yes. I can't wait.
I love that you picked that. Yeah.
The Falco and Friends, yeah.
So good. That stuff is classic.
Heck yeah. All right, kids. So send us your thoughts on all of that, especially you, Ray. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon, links to the Patreon. Join the Patreon elites. Yes,
join me in the elite.
Justin, Ray, Russell, and new patron Mr. Moz Manzor.
Oh, nice.
So join us there again. Coming soon. By the time this drops, it'll probably already be up. The final Heroes Reborn episode. Lilith's gonna get drunk and rant about Heroes Reborn Iron Man. So. Before she takes her sabbatical.
The Jim Lee Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you know what? I was thinking we should have a contest. I have some stuff now for a giveaway. We should have a contest. Kids, whoever could come up with the best story of where's Lilith Hellfire in September should get a prize.
I love that idea.
Did she join the circus? Is she having a 20 person 25 and under orgy in Las Vegas? Who knows? But
Was she abducted by aliens?
best guess should get a prize. Yes.
Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done.
Is she testing that Doom bot?
Oh, she wishes. Yeah. Oh, we were talking about adult toys today, and I'm like, you're just looking, you're just looking for a placeholder to put those things, aren't you? She's like, yeah. So
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business. I don't do Twinkies or toaster strudels. So.
yes, Lil's gonna have the whole month of September off.
I wonder if my wrist is ready for that.
All right. So did I give the website? I don't know. So find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. Yeah, kids, it's going to be like Lil's here the whole month of September,
Your mother's a whore!
Keep her in your thoughts, children.
Your whole family can suck it.
All right, Justin. Again, you're here every week and 2 times a week on in September for Marvel Tales. You join me once a week on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. Although that's going to be every week in September, kids. And now 2 times a month on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast, as we cover all the 80s and 90s Superman stuff.
Yes, me, Phil, and Tyler are starting with all the lovely John Burns stuff and working our way on through.
That's right. But he also podcasts with, like we said, that Maniac Wrestle and Gamma Charge. So tell us about that and Predator and Prey and everything else.
Yeah. Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, has 2 or actually 3 episodes a month now. We're doing 2 regular episodes, and we're also doing a live episode where we do a review of the brand new Incredible Hulk series by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Nick Klein, which is amazing. If you haven't started reading it, do check it out. That also has a Patreon, and you're more than welcome to check that out and support us if you'd like. Also, Russell and I can be found with our co-hosts Ray and Sparky. We've added a new co-host to our little clan, which I'm so excited about. And you can find us there. We're actually going to twice a month on that show as well soon. So
Nice.
you'll be able to find us every other week over there. We review everything to do with Fox's Predator, including comic books, action figures, movies, and more. And last but certainly not least, the Lost Library of Legends, long promised after a year and a half of delays and production errors and countless mistakes, is finally almost ready to be unleashed upon everyone's ears after all of these months of waiting.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I don't know about quickly, but that's escalated.
It escalated.
Well, that escalated quickly. Scream at! It's so salty. Superior puss.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. Yeah, next week will be the other crossover. So yes, go check out Gamma Charge first for part 1, and then come back here for part 2 of Return of the Defenders. And then you're gonna get yourself a whole hell of a lot of Marvel Tales in September, kids.
Yes. It's going to be Marvel Tales month.
Oh man, I can't wait for it. Oh, Silver Sable week. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up.
All right, kids. Clang the door on your way out.